Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I have another problem just for you. So let's go to this one. How about let's go to slot number 16 muna. So you see, in this slot, we have this triangle. You see this triangle that you see here? However, this triangle is split into two sectors. One obtuse triangle and one right triangle. So now we're gonna put them in one sitting. But remember, here are the clues. You see this thing, that line that goes from all the way from here up to there? That measures 19.3 cm. That 19.3 cm pertains to the distance of one end of the triangle all the way up to this end of the triangle. So as you can see, using the ruler, it makes sense. So 19.3 siya. Nakita mo ba? Yan. Now we need to get so our goal is to get the perimeter and the area of the figure. All right? All right? But here's how we do it. First of all, remember, perimeter is the distance around the shape. However, look, we have one length that measures 7 cm and this one that measures 8.5 cm. Oh, by the way, take note, we are working on this triangle muna. We can also do the other triangle if we want, pero we're working on this muna. So this is how we do it. So we have 7 cm and 8.5 cm. However, we know already what's the measure from here, and that's 19.3. However, don't take that literally, because just like what I told you, ang 19.3 po, that is the entire length of the entire triangle that you see here. The entire thing. Pero what we're getting is this side lang, from this point up to this point. Yun yung hinapin namin. So that could be a problem. Unless you were to measure with your ruler, but we're not allowed to measure with the ruler. So what do we do? Do you have any ideas? If you have one, let's play Pythagorean theorem. Because since the height has already been provided, we can now play the Pythagorean theorem. We can play the Pythagorean theorem so that we can get the measure of this one, this length from here to where the height is, and from where the height is to the other end. And add up together so that you can get the length of that triangle. So first off, let's do this. Let's start off with the left triangle. So remember ito yung hypotenuse, diba? 7 cm. Okay, so ito yung formula na ginawa ko. Diba remember this is the b squared? The one that we do know is the 5.5. Ito yun, no? Yung 5.5 na nakita mo. That's the height. And then the hypotenuse, which is 7. Then we square it, we got this, right? Now to play the Pythagorean theorem, ang ginawa namin, it's this one. We subtract the 2. These two will have to be subtracted. I90 minus J90, which is this one. And you should get 18.75. And then for 18.75, we take the square root. Ito yung square root. We take the square root of this number. So therefore, our answer is 4.3 something. So the height is 4.3. To check with your ruler, it's tama. Malapit siya sa 4.3. Lapit-lapit na. Although hindi siya literally. Pero okay lang yan. But take note, that's only from this point up to where you got the height. Hanggang dito lamang. So therefore, it's still incomplete. So we need to work the Pythagorean theorem in the other way now. The 5.5 and the 8.5 naman. Now, how do we do this? It's still the same criteria. Ganito po kasi yung theorem ulit. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So we got this, diba? Ito yung A squared. B squared. Ito yung C squared. Tapos you square it, we got something like this. Diba? Now, we subtract, and then we got this formula, 42. Then take the square root of 42, we got the answer of 6.48 something. Ayan, kung sa tingin mo, yes, it's true. We got 6.4. Ito yun, no? Yan. Which is almost a 6.5 if you were to get it accurate. Pero that's from the right side, from where you got the height up to the right end of the triangle. Now we need to sum the two bases up. From the left part, from the left half, and to the right half. So what did we get? Diba remember nakuha namin? Ito yun. Diba sa kaunan-unahan, we got 4.3. Sa second naman, we got 6.4. Kapag sinam namin to, we should get ito yun, 10.81 something. 10.8. So tama. The entire base should be 10.8 cm. Kung sa tingin mo sa ruler, yan, 10.8, which is almost 10.9. Now, to solve for the area. To solve for the area, to solve for the perimeter, it's 7 plus 8.5 plus 10.8. Now, as I did the formula, sinum ko everything. I summed everything up, and this is the answer that I got. We got 26.31. So, ito po yung sagot. The perimeter of that triangle is 26.31. Now, to solve for the area, mas madali lang yan. You can just, what you call this, multiply the base times the height. So, ano yung meron? 10.8 times 5.5. Did we get that formula? O yan, we should get 29.7. Bakit? Kasi po dito, 10.8 times 5.5, base times height. Tapos dito, divide by 2. So we should get 29.7 square centimeters. Okay? However, that's for this triangle only. Now, what about for the other one? What about for this one naman? This triangle naman, the obtuse triangle. Well, for that triangle naman, you can still play Pythagorean theorem if you like. Kasi what do we remember? Remember, this is the height, diba? The height is still 5.5. Tapos, where's the base? The base is from here up to here. But we do not know what's the measure of the base. However, there's a hitch. You remember that 19.3, diba? Ang 19.3 tinutukoy ko is from here hanggang dito. So now we're gonna make it to get, we're gonna, what you call this, diba? Remember na tayo ng 10.8 dito. So yung 10.8 is subtract namin from 19.3 so that we can get the measure of this one. So 19.3 minus 10.8, let's do this, okay? $13 minus 8 is 5. This becomes 8. So tama, 8.5. So ang measure nito from this length to this end, that's 8.5 centimeters. Now we got the length of the obtuse triangle. So again, ang formula namin ng what you call is pagsasolve ng perimeter tsaka yung area ng area ng triangle ay base times height. Remember sa obtuse triangle, ang base mo ay ito hanggang dito lamang. For some students, they would rather make a mistake. Inisip nila na yung base nila ay hanggang kung saan nakuha mo si height. Hindi pwede yan. Ang base mo sa obtuse triangle is from this end up to the end of the base of the triangle. Not to the area kung saan inobtain mo yung height. Kasi po, the height is right here, which is on the exterior of the triangle. Yun inisip ni mga students, kapag kukunin yung base, they just also add the one that is in the exterior of that obtuse triangle to where the height is, which is wrong. Kaya nga for the sake of students, don't you ever do that. Okay? Again, so saan yung base? Ang base ay dito hanggang dito. So this is supposed to be 8.5. Now, 8.5 times the height. Ano yung height ulit? Diba remember 5.5 nang dito siya? 5.5. 5.5 yung height. So, 8.5 times 5.5. Ano yung sagot? Yan, you should get 46.75. Ito yung D84. D84, which is 8.5 times 5.5. We get this. And then, divide by 2. So, we should get 23.375 square centimeters. Ito yung area. So, that's how we got the area lang. Pero what if we're asked to solve for the perimeter pa rin? However, here's the catch. For this line, we do not know what the measure is. So what do we do now? We can play the game of Pythagorean theorem once again. This time naman, ang Pythagorean theorem, nagkukunin namin, diba ito yung hypotenuse. So we need to get the height. The height is still here, yung 5.5, just like what I told you. Now, we need to get the base. Ang base ay 8.4, which is this one. Pero that only ends to where you got the to the end of the triangle. But we need to get the entire right triangle itself. So we need to extend it. So to draw the triangle, it should be like this. So therefore, the base will still continue hanggang dito. But remember, there's a measure here, di ba? Ano yung measure dito sa left side ng right triangle? Kung natandan mo pa. 4.3, di ba? So 4.3 yung measure niya. So, 8.5 plus 4.3. Ano yung sagot? 12.8. Kung yung sagot mo ay 12.8, tama ka. Or, there's another way that you can do that. Get the entire total of 19.3, which pertains to the total length of the triangle, both triangles being merged together, minus, naalala mo yung 6.5 na kuha namin? Yung 6.4 something or 6.5? That's the, what you call this, the, ano yun? The length of the base of the right of the right side of the right triangle. So yun. And that gives you, tama, 12.8 din. Then times your height, which is 5.5. Ayun, di ba remember Pythagorean theorem pa tayo? So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So we take the square, so we square those numbers. We should get something like this. Sinam na namin, tapos when we take the square root of this number, we should get 13.93, or which we round off to 13, 14 na lang. Kung chinek tayo with our use of a ruler, minsan malapit na. Although it's almost not to 14 cm, pero it's